Well, that third round match for Chelsea could not have gone any worse for us. Yes, I know I talked about I would be happy if we got knocked out of the FA Cup, but not in that fashion. I expected us to at least put up a decent fight against Manchester City, and we just pretty much lay down right off this bat. And it's frustrating as a Chelsea fan. I mean, to watch your team not show up to a match, to watch your team struggle game after game after game after game after game. There's just been so many times that we have not looked like a good team. We've looked like a relegation team. And yes, I know this is the FA Cup, so you don't have to worry about getting relegated, that you just get knocked out. We play Manchester City, who obviously are the better team, but I think if we would have played any team today, we most likely would have lost. Now, you could argue, yes, some of the players that we did play today were younger. So again, I think we went with some rotation. Graham Potter giving some of the younger players some time, which is always a good thing. But even that said, some of our senior players that did play did not play well at all. And it is coming to a time where we may need to look at maybe some of the players that we have been using and possibly think about changing it up. Now, whether that means that we do switch to even younger players in the midfield, which I do not know if that is going to be the right answer. Obviously, we need to bring in different players, and I hope Todd Boehly sees this right now, along with the entire board, that there is massive issues going on at this club. And again, FA Cup game, you could write off that maybe we were just trying to get knocked out of this game, but the mentality at this club right now is almost at one of its lowest peaks I've seen in a while. Yes, we played Man City in the Premier League on our last match, and we looked a lot better. We had some bigger players play that game, but almost total opposite in today's game, and that is going to be a massive effect for this entire season, because if we do not know what to expect from our team, who's coming out, how it's going to be playing, we are going to drop a lot of points, not just to the top 6 teams, but to even the bottom 6 teams, which could even put us in that category. Now, I know I've mentioned before that I'm okay with us losing matches and us getting everything squared away, going in the right direction with Graham Potter, but there is a time frame when everything should still kind of fall into a certain category, and this game itself fell into a category that we should never fall into, and that is not showing up and playing poorly for a full 90 minutes. They gave up 4 goals against Manchester City, and Manchester City, I believe, went to cruise control after the first half, being up 3-0 going into halftime. They had nothing to worry about, so this game could have really gotten out of hand had Pep Guardiola even tried to, push his team a little bit more to score more goals. But obviously he understood that they didn't have to do much to win this game, and that is the reason why we only lost 4-0. It could have easily been 6-7, even more than that, nothing. And it's difficult right now. But that being said, the silver lining from this now is that we are out of the FA Cup, we are out of the League Cup. All we have left now is Champions League and the Premier League. So that being said, we can focus on just those 2 things and not worrying about more games in between all these other fixtures, which can really fatigue us, cause more injuries. We can focus on these 2 things. Now, obviously, I think Premier League is what we should focus on more. Champions League does make sense to focus on that heavily as well, because if we can make it to the final and win, then it does not matter where we really finish in the Premier League, because we will be in the Champions League next season. But that is a massive take to try to go all the way and win the Champions League. We've done it before, yes, but again, that is going to be a very difficult task for any club, especially Chelsea, with the form they're playing, with the players we currently have, and all the injuries, and I do not see that happening, which is why focusing on the Premier League itself is going to be the bigger thing that we need to focus on, because top 4 is getting further and further away from us. It's difficult to say if that's going to happen or not, but we could still shoot for Europa. I think if we're able to still get Europa League, we can still bring a lot of players in this summer with all our transfer windows, because a lot of players still want to play in Europa League, even though every player wants to play in the Champions League. But this still gives us that capability of bringing big name players into our club. If we do not get Europa or Champions League, we are going to have a difficult time signing anyone this upcoming window. So I'm really curious to see how things go. So that is all I have for you today on this match highlight, which was just devastating, to say the least. I still can't believe I turned it off actually with 5 minutes left, because there was no reason to watch the rest of this match because of how poorly we played. But if you did enjoy this little bit of a rant on this game, please hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. Helps get this video to more and more fans such as yourself. And that is it, and I will see you in our next video.